Hi, BookTube. It's Chelsea, the Reading Outlaw. We are going to do a really quick April wrap up today. Apologies in advance if you can hear baby noises in the background. It's just Will and I hanging out. Today is my late start day, so he's in his bouncy chair. But let's get to the books. I read quite a few books in April, more than I thought that I would read. I read 3 ebooks, 3 graphic novels, and 1 print novel. I only have 2 of them to show you. All the other ones were either digital, like I said, or had to go back to the library. The ebooks that I read were Almost Famous Women by Megan Mayhew Bergman, a collection of short stories about real women who were famous or related, or who were almost famous, related to someone famous, lived quiet, lives, or had brief bursts of stardom, those kinds of things. I did a review on it, which I'll link to below if you want like my deeper thoughts. I also read God Help the Child by Toni Morrison, which is the story of Blue and how secrets from Blue's childhood and how Blue's mother all kind of work together to affect Blue's adult relationship with her boyfriend. It's absolutely brilliant and fascinating, as you could rightly expect from any work by Toni Morrison. And lastly, the other ebook I finished was Soulless by Gail Carriger, which is the first in the Parasol Protectorate. I absolutely adored it. I first heard about it over on Lindsay Ray's channel, so I will link to her below. As always, everything that Lindsay recommends is just gold. I thought it was hilarious. The relationship between Alexia Terabati, our main character, and her male counterpart is absolutely adorable. The book is funny. It's steampunk. It's got vampires and werewolves, and it was absolutely phenomenal. I've got the second one, Changeless, I believe. I think that's what it is. Changeless or Blameless. I don't actually have it yet, but it's on hold at my library in a paper format. So I'm really, really excited to start the second one. The graphic novels that I read, the 3 were the first 3 volumes of the Chew series by John Layman and Rob Guillory. I only have the 3rd one here to show you. This is volume 3. It's called Just Desserts. The first 2 were due back at the library because they actually had a really long hold list, so I don't have them anymore. But you can see them and hear all about them in my library loot videos and some of my What I'm Reading Wednesdays down below. The Chew series is about Tony Chew, a detective who is a Cibopath, meaning that when he eats something, he can tell its history. So if he eats a piece of fruit, he can see the orchard it was grown on and all the pesticides that were used on it. And if he eats a piece of meat, he sees really different stuff. And part of this job, he works for the FDA, which is now a top secret kind of governmental organization ever since chicken has been outlawed. And he uses his chew powers to help catch bad guys. I will leave it only up to your imagination to figure out how he does that or to put together how he does that. It's a gross comic book. It's disgusting, but it's hilarious. Tony's not the only one with powers, so to speak. There are other people with powers as well. His girlfriend Amelia, his partner is half bionic. So it's really, really good. My public library that I'm a patron of only had the first 3 volumes. The library that I work at has volumes 4 through 9, I think there are. And those are already on request for me, currently getting shuttled around to my library for me to pick up and devour because I love Chew. I love Chew. Like I said, that's a Lindsay Ray rack. And lastly, the novel that I read this month was Stephen King's Wizard and Glass, which is his 4th volume in the Dark Tower series. If you watch the What I'm Reading Now or my April TBR video where I talk about this is a book that's been following me around for a year. I've just been I pick it up, I read 50 pages, I would put it down. I'd pick it up, I'd read 100 pages, I'd put it down. It's it's a 900 page book. It's a Stephen King book, so it's no, tiny little novella or anything, but it's just nothing happened. There was a bunch of good stuff right in the beginning and a bunch of good stuff right at the end, but then the middle 175 pages was just a story, but not vital story, and it was just very slow moving. I was a mediocre fan. I love this series, so I can't really hate it because it's important to other things happening in the series. I'm sorry I can't say more about what's going on. It's the 4th book. I can give you the basic plot line that basically is we are learning about Roland's childhood. Roland is the main character of the Dark Tower series. He's a gunslinger who is on his way to the Dark Tower to defeat basically the evil of the world. And this story, we get a lot of his backstory and the love story between him and his first love and all of this kind of stuff. So, like I said, it wasn't awful, but it definitely wasn't great. those are the the 7 books that I managed to get through in the month of April. I was really, like I said, pleasantly surprised when I looked back on Goodreads and saw that I'd managed to read so many. I'm hoping to, or planning to, have a May TBR video up for you guys sometime soon, but I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work. I actually have an outpatient surgery thing that I have to do tomorrow that may kind of incapacitate me for the next couple of days. We'll see. So depending on how that goes, I may or may not end up actually putting out a May TBR, but you can always check my Goodreads, my Twitter, all of that kind of stuff to see what it is that I'm reading. I'm reading a bunch of stuff right now. Still reading Shards of Honor by Lois McMaster Bujold. I'm still reading, like I said, I'm getting ready to start the second in the Parasol Protectorate series by Gail Carriger. I'm reading a nonfiction book called All Joy and No Fun, The Modern Paradox of Parenting by Jessica someone. Check the Goodreads. My Goodreads is linked below. Check it out. It's in my currently reading sidebar. Other than that, that's my April wrap-up. It was a really good last month on maternity leave. I've been having a lot of fun being able to make these videos for you guys. As always, like, comment, subscribe down below, and I will see you guys around the internet. Bye.